Hi, classmates, and welcome to week 5. Woohoo! We're halfway through the economics course that we're taking, and so the podcast that we have for our discussion this week starts out with our usual host, Stacy Van Eck Smith and Cardiff Garcia, and they are from the indicator Planet Money. And the name of the podcast is the Internet a la carte. And so we have Tim Hartford. He's wanting to take a vacation in China and realizes that this is going to take some planning for him. He found out that his usual source of internet that he likes to use, the platform Google, isn't available in China. And so, he doesn't have any maps, which I'm sure is going to be useful, no Gmail, so we have to have an alternative, no social media, and worst case scenario is you can't look up and search like super fast. So uh, the Chinese government, controls who has access to the internet, and they call this the Great Firewall of China. So, so I think that it does lead me to think that we as the American people get our internet for free, and we're used to doing whatever we want. Although in reality, it isn't free. It's paid by the advertisements that we have to watch and say, suffered through. I like to do the little coloring, where you have a little tiny piece of color that you need to put into your picture that you're drawing, and you can't find it. So you want a hint. And so when you pick on the hint, of course, they say, do you want to watch a video? Well, really, you don't want to watch the video, but you want the hint more than the video. So of course you click on there and watch the ad, sometimes the same ad over again. But of course you get your hint, and then on you go. So Tim has to find an alternative while he's in China. Of course that means you got to relearn, you got to research, you got to sign up for new. And when he gets home, he finds out in the mail that there's a research that had been going on by some of his coworkers, and they're asking how much are those services worth to you. And so it gets Tim thinking, wow, I had this experience in China, and I was thinking about the same thing, uh, how much value they are to me. And so Tim, being the economist that he was trained to do, helps with these people, and they decide to quantify the value of Google and the power that they have over our life. And I hope I'm not losing my voice too much here. So they list 6 different levels here of how they rate what the value of the internet is to you, and or to the American people. And and by doing this, they say, okay, we're going to pay you X amount of dollars a year for not using this service for a whole year. And so they go 1 through 6, and number 6 happens to be social media, which is worth, of course, $300. Number 5 is the e-commerce, which is $850. Number 4, the video streaming is worth $1,150 per year. Google Maps, number 3, $3,500. Email, Gmail, $8,500 a year. And of course, do internet search on Google. They've got a whopping price of $17,500 per year, which is almost about as much as I make. So to answer the questions, number two is interesting disconnect. I see it as a competitive issue. I mean, who wants to switch services? It'd be like going from DirecTV to Dish. You get a whole new system, whole new setup. It reminds me of many, many years ago when I first started working on the internet, and you get used to a certain page, and then one day you get on the internet and it's all different, and everything's been moved around. You can't find nothing. Nothing was the way that you wanted it, and so then you had to relearn, and you had to start over, and it was just awful. So we want easy, we want fast. We don't like changes. Um, Another thing is starting over takes time. It's like reprogramming your VCR. You get the book out and you start reading all this stuff, and it becomes so annoying, and then you get frustrated, and the book goes flying across the room, hits the wall, and you get on the phone, you call your brother, you call your daughter, help, get the grandkids over so they can help you set it up. Number three, which ones could I give up? Boy, I really had to work on this. One of the things that I think, even though I used it a lot, especially I travel all over the United States, would be the Google Maps. Go out on the ocean, go fishing, use GPS. But however, I decided I don't use these every day, maybe, a couple times a year. So I could give that one up. The other one that I really, really had a hard time, I mean, I use almost all of the ones on the list, but because I live in Forks, we don't have super fast, high speed internet out here. So video streamings, big bucks, cost a lot of money. And I just get a lot of disruptions in my video streaming. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great when you're trying to watch a movie, watch things that are live. You get this horrible deet, 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 deet all the way through. So those are the ones that I decided that I could give up. Um, where am I down to? So, do we value some services more than others? Yes, I'm sure that we do. Um, E-commerce is one that I think about, here living in small town of Forks. I only have one grocery store to shop at. And so, you think about, okay, well, do I take time off from work? Do I do this on the weekend? Do I do it later in the weeknight? So I have to drive all the way to Port Angeles. By the time I get home, we're looking at over two hours plus of drive time. Then we have, let's go to this store, this store, this store. So I have 2 or 3 hours shopping time, get in my car, drive all the way back home. A lot of people that I know get on the internet, click, 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 here it comes. How convenient is that? Email, we use all day, every day. I am checking my email, um, my messages, seeing what's going on. Um, so, what are some of the things that I have that could be? I have, my vehicles, I think. Where would I be without my vehicle to get around? I have a fancy car that I like to drive on, going to Port Angeles. I have a real small little, I call it my puddle jumper, but then I drive around town. My husband has a truck. He has a trailer that he pulls behind truck. He uses his quads. We have a motorhome. These are things I don't think I could live without. Another idea that came to me was my electrical service. Last time I did my post, I didn't have any power, but my phone was charged up, and so it made me think along those lines that um, I really need that. And so I'm losing my voice. I'm running out of time. I'll see you next week.